season here to touch upon that and this big race coming up this weekend, the American Oaks. Trainer Michael Matz. Michael, thank you for joining us. We know it's a very busy time for you right now and a difficult subject matter with a horse that is very special to you, winning the Belmont Stakes with Union Rags. Tell us about the injury and when you first learned about it.
Well, we had just a little, it just looked like some fluid on the suspensory, and it went down when he had a little walk, and he was just jogging the day after he worked, and you know, the next morning it looked fine, and everything went down afterwards, and you know, it was very, very slight. We asked the vet to look at it right there, and she said, "I just think it, you know, he bumped where an old splint was," and you know, he said, "Well, let's just ultrasound it to make sure," and it's a very, very small tear and core lesion in the suspensory, and it's at a very, you know, good. Not that any tear is good, but where it's at is at a good spot that for healing, and they expect it to be anywhere from 4 to 6 months.
Obviously, that would rule out, yeah, the remainder of 2012. What at this point, obviously, you know, you got to talk it over with the connections and all of that. But initial thoughts of thinking about maybe bringing him back for a campaign in 2013. What would be your thoughts? Well,
I would certainly love to. The prognosis was from Dr. Anderson and Dr. Richardson at New Bolton Center and Dr. Northrup. They all agreed that the prognosis is very good to come back, especially where it is. It's not near any of the branches of the suspensory or anything like that. But it's something that I don't see why he shouldn't even be bigger and stronger than he is now. But again, this is a situation that Jamie and Phyllis Wyatt have to make that decision.
Michael, thanks for joining us. Tom Cassidy here. Now, is this a very common injury that we see in a lot of thoroughbreds here? And is it 4 to 6 months completely out of training, or 4 and 6 months until he can be actually able to come back and race again?
It all depends on the individual, how it heals. It all depends. There's so many variables about it. If you'd see his leg this morning, you would say there was nothing wrong with it. It's that tight, and it looks very good. But again, there's, you know, a horse of his quality, there's just something you can't take a chance with. And you know, we're lucky we caught it when we did. And like I say, it's disappointing, but you just have to take it, you know, each month at a time and see how he's healing. He's completely sound. Like I say, you wouldn't even know there wasn't something there unless you looked at the horse every day.
Well, we all knew. I mean, tell us what it meant for you to break through with this horse in the Belmont Stakes and get that victory in a Triple Crown race. You felt all along he was a horse who maybe could have or should have been in that position to maybe complete a Triple Crown in the Belmont, but he had some tough trips. So what did it feel like for you to kind of break through and get that big victory?
Well, it's obviously, you know, when a horse like that, you know, wins a Grade 1 as prestigious as a Belmont, you're absolutely, you know, ecstatic for the horse and the owners, and you know, this is what we're all, you know, looking to do. And he just, you know, is a great horse, and I just don't think we've seen the best of him yet. And hopefully, this is just a minor bump on the road, and hopefully, you know, Phyllis and Jamie Wyatt will give him the time and bring him back as an older horse and do some good in the handicap division.
Michael, we are certainly looking forward to that with Union Rags next year. Coming up this weekend at Betfair Hollywood Park, though, in the Grade 1 American Oaks, you have Colonial Flag shipping out west here, and I believe she's actually going to be traveling today. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And how has she been training so far since finishing second in the Regret at Churchill?
She's been training very well. We do think the distance at 1.25 miles will suit her, and like I said, she's still an improving filly, and I think the the older she gets, she'll mature a lot more. Also, she's a half sister to a shared account, and when I spoke to Graham about it, he just said that shared account, from 3 to 4, just filled out more, and you can just see that happening to her also, that she's, filling out more and, maturing, very good.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the regret right now. I mean, she still is very lightly raced. The American Oaks is going to be just the 5th start of her career as we're taking a look at possibles for this race coming up over the weekend. At what point did you kind of know that, hey, we might have something here with this filly?
Well, she's always trained very well, and Julian got in some trouble with her in her first race, and and he thought he should have won that first race. So it was one of those things, and she came back after that and ran real well at Keeneland, and then she also came back up in New York and beat older fillies. So it was, she always had the ability.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing her run over the weekend. Obviously, sad news with Union Rags, but hopefully it turns out for the best, and we would love to see him back in 2013. So speedy recovery. We hope for good news, and we appreciate you coming on. I guess you're flying out right now to the West Coast, so we will hopefully see you this weekend.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael, for coming on. Michael Matz, trainer of Union Rags, on the bench for the rest of 2012. We'll wait and see in the coming, I guess, months before they make that decision if he will return for another campaign as a 4-year-old.
Evaluating further plans, but it's good.